So I've now owned my Audi TT for about 2 months now, and I have to say in that time I've definitely found a small list of things that I love and a small list of things that I hate about my Audi TT. I wouldn't say they're the biggest things that I hate about him, and I still love this car, but there are those small things which kind of get on my nerves. What's up guys, hope you're having a great day today. Today we're going to be talking about those things that I love and that I hate about my Audi TT. So let's go, this is a cold startup. I gotta say, pulling it out of the driveway, it looks so mean right now, and I just love it. Just staring at it right down, it looks so aggressive. Anyways, we gotta get going. Okay, so we've made it to my usual parking lot where I film these love and hate videos, and we're gonna start off strong with the first thing that I love about my Audi TT, and that's the dual clutch transmission. This car has a 6-speed DCT, and I have to say, it just drives amazingly. I'm coming out of a BMW Z3, an automatic BMW Z3 to be specific, and that thing had a GM 4-speed automatic in it. And I have to say, there was just something that, well, no, there wasn't just something, it was definite that I did not like that 4-speed automatic. This car drives a lot smoother, it has a nicer transmission, and it just shifts a lot quicker than that car did. It also just has a lot more, I guess, potential with it. That dual clutch shifts so quickly, and it allows the car to propel from 0 to 60 in about 5-point-something seconds, like low fives. That transmission definitely helps a lot in this case, especially because of the fact that the engine is a 220 horsepower 4-cylinder, and I have driven, you know, a 220 horsepower car with a CVT transmission, and that thing is about maybe 7, maybe 8 seconds. So that dual clutch, that 6-speed DCT makes such a difference when you have a platform like this. Unfortunately, that does lead me to the first thing that I hate about my Audi TT, and that is the fact that the car is just not as engaging as other sports cars. Now, I'm going to keep using my BMW Z3 as an example and as a comparison point because of the fact that that's the only other sports car that I've owned in a long period of time. So compared to my Z3, the TT is definitely not as engaging. It drives a bit more like a normal car, or well, at least like a normal Audi, something like an A4. Whilst the Z3, it was just raw, it was loud, and it was just, I'm here and I'm going to be loud. Whilst this car is like, oh, hey, I'm here, I'm a piece of traffic, you know, that type of thing. And I guess the yellow kind of goes against that, but still though, I mean, the driving on this car though, it's just not as engaging and exciting. Whilst with the Z3, something like with the, I'm going to use the transmission as an example of this. That transmission, you felt when it shifted gears. Whilst this one, it's like, it'll do the DCG fart not as loudly as other cars, but it'll still do it. And I mean, it's just like, that's probably the most engaging thing about it, is like, you don't really feel it shifting, you just kind of flick a paddle and then call it a day, you're in the next gear. Along with that, I mean, it's just kind of, it feels a bit more like a normal car. It just feels like a basic car that you drive on some days, and I know that's going to piss off a lot of people, but I mean, that's kind of the thing with modern cars. As modern cars develop a lot more of the safety standards and all that stuff. Ooh, hey, take a look at that. Is that a Bronco? I think it's a Bronco. No, it's not a Bronco, I'm an idiot. As I was saying, this car, it definitely just drives a bit more like a normal car, and that's partially due to all the safety stuff that they've had to add now, and the fact that the car is just bigger as a whole. It doesn't handle as good as my BMW Z3 does, but it still handles very good, I will admit that. But also, the light steering feel on it, it definitely does not help the case at all. The steering is just so light, you can easily move it around. And I mean, I don't really like that in my cars. With the Z3, it was heavy, and you really had to put your effort into, you know, moving the car. Whilst this car is like, okay, you know what, bam, you know? Combining the safety stuff, the steering stuff, and just all of that, it kind of creates a bit more of a floaty experience that's just not as engaging to me as my BMW Z3 was. But that being said though, it still drives very nicely. Now, the next thing that I love about my Audi TT is that the car is very practical. Like, you can easily drive this thing every day, and I mean, I do drive this thing as my daily driver. I don't drive it every day because I don't have a daily commute every day. But that being said though, it's still perfect for if you need to drive the car every day. For one, there is 4 seats in this thing. My BMW Z3 was a 2-seater, so having the 4 seats still makes it just a lot more practical in that case. Obviously, they are very small back seats, but they get the job done. I have a few friends and family members who have, you know, different lifestyles than me, some of which have kids, and I've mentioned that theoretically the kids could fit back here and then they could drive here. The TT would serve as a family car, and I mean, it would do a fairly good job. Now, obviously, I know that this is only 2 rows, and the second row is this bad, but I mean, theoretically, how often do you use something like this? I mean, if you have kids, they'll be in car seats and they can fit back here, but in the instance of this, it's, you know, a very much, you know, have the kids in the back, you two in the front, that type of situation. Along with that, when we go into the back here, and open up the hatch, yes, it's a full hatch, we can see that there is quite a bit of room back here. I used to own a Toyota Prius, and I have to say the storage space on that Prius is about the same as what you get back here. It fits quite a bit of room, and it fits quite a bit of stuff, especially when you put down, put down the rear seats. Like, I mean, there it is. This thing will fit a lot of junk in it. I literally was joking to my dad that theoretically we can put a table back here. Now, can we realistically do that? Maybe not, but it depends on the table. Theoretically though, in like a, you know, a normal circumstance, this car will fit everything you need it to, such as your groceries, such as, I don't even know, I'm blanking. What else do people carry in their stuff besides groceries? I guess soccer supplies if you play soccer. I don't know why I'm using soccer as a specific example. I should move out of this example. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is TT, very practical, a lot of seats, and a big hatch. Now, with the TT being very practical, I do have to say it does lead to one of the things that I don't like about the car, and that is the exhaust. I've mentioned this in quite a few videos now, but I don't like the sound of this exhaust. It just does not sound that good. For context, I'll put a clip here of me revving the car. Yeah, not the best. And I mean, for a very exotically styled car, like, let's be honest with ourselves, this is a very timeless design, and that's one of the things I actually love about the car. The car just looks so good, and it's designed very nicely. But you'd expect the exhaust to sound just as exotic, and it just kind of falls on its face with the exhaust. Now, obviously, this can be remedied with mods and stuff, but for such a cool looking car, and for the price that you pay brand new, $50,000, you'd expect the exhaust to be a lot more louder and a lot more, I guess, exotic sounding, but I mean, it is what it is. Now, I mentioned earlier that the design is one of the things that I really love about my TT, mainly due to the fact that it resembles an Audi R8 so much. These two cars definitely share a lot of design language with each other. The front end kind of does look the same on both cars. Obviously, there's a lot of differences between the two of them, but they're still fairly similar to one another. And I know just saying that is going to annoy a lot of people because of the fact that it's not an R8. It's a wannabe R8 to some people. And I get where you're coming from on that. But still, I just enjoy something about that. It's still a very exotic looking car, and it just has a lot of exotic styling that it bases off of its big brother, the R8. I know the fake carbon side blades do kind of make it look a bit more like an R8, and I mean, that's kind of something I enjoy. It doesn't look the best in my opinion, but it also kind of works because the window is right above it and the window is a bit dark. So I mean, in that instance, I do enjoy that. I can see why people get frustrated on the whole, you know, fake R8 thing, but in this instance, I just enjoy it. Like, I just kind of like that. It's like my little baby R8. And I mean, I don't really call it a baby R8. I actually call it a quarter of a Veyron more than a baby R8. Because I mean, 2-liter single turbo 4-cylinder. The Veyron has an 8-liter quad turbo W16. So quite literally, the displacement, the number of cylinders, and the number of turbos are literally a quarter to what is that of a Bugatti Veyron. So I mean, you can't really go wrong in that aspect. And I know that's going to piss off a lot of people, even more than the baby R8 thing. So let me know your thoughts about all that in the comments below. Now, moving into something else that I hate about my Audi TT, it's when we come into the inside here and we go take a look at this central screen right here. So when we go start it up, right, it has all the stuff that you'll have here, you know, the fuel economy stuff, all the bings and bongs, the Bluetooth stuff, phone calls, all that stuff. Now, the one thing that it doesn't have, and this annoys me a lot, is Apple CarPlay. So this behind me is a 2016 Audi TT. And in 2017, Audi decided to add CarPlay to the Audi TT, which annoys me because of the fact that for one model year, and it just so happens to be the model year that I buy, the car does not have CarPlay. Like, why would they do 1 year, just 1 year, without CarPlay? Why not just add it to the 2016s? Or better yet, in 2017, why not offer CarPlay as a software update to the 2016s? Like, I don't know. That's something that really gets on my nerves. And the fact that Audi just did not do anything to modernize or like add that one feature that definitely does change a lot of things, it frustrates me. And that's definitely something that just annoys me quite a bit. Now, obviously there is software to do it, but I checked with Audi, I talked with my Audi guys, as well as I talked with a few other Volkswagen Audi shops, and a lot of them said not to do it because of the fact that you risk bricking the entire gauge cluster, which is a crap load of money to fix. I don't see a need for Apple CarPlay. I don't really, you know, need it to live. I had a BMW Z3 before this, and obviously that car didn't have CarPlay. But at the same time though, I have CarPlay in my Honda Clarity. The Audi Q8 that I had for a little bit had Apple CarPlay in it. In this car, it would probably add a bit of help, especially due to the fact that when we go on into here, there's only one screen and there's no good spot to really mount your phone. Because in this car, you know, they're going for the whole minimalism thing, so it doesn't really make sense to add like a phone mount here or anything like that. So if I want directions, I either use Audi's very outdated map that's in their infotainment system, or I use my cell phone. And the issue is I can't really put my cell phone up here, so I have to use it down here. And obviously, looking at my navigation down here, it's a bit of a distraction and it's a bit dangerous. At this point, I have to say it's a very much me thing. Now, I think that's also because of the fact that I've been spoiled by Apple CarPlay a little bit, but also at the same time, like, I don't really need CarPlay, but at the also other same time, it would be really good to have CarPlay on this car. I don't know. The next thing that I really do like about my Audi TT is the fuel economy on this car. Now, in this car, it has a small turbo and a 2-liter 4-cylinder. That small turbo allows it to get about 32 miles a gallon is what I've gotten on some days. Even with all-wheel drive, this car still gets 32 miles a gallon. Along with that, it takes 87 rather than 91 or 93, which you got to appreciate that. And now, I guess the final thing that I both love and hate about my Audi TT. So we're gonna start with the hate part, and that is the fact that this car has had a few breakages. Not as crazy as my BMW Z3's breakages, but just these small things. So upon the, I believe, 3rd day of getting my Audi TT, the car just would not start. And I got to admit, part of that is due to me and my stupidity, because of the fact that since I just got the car, I wanted to play around a lot with the digital gauge cluster. And doing that, I put the car in the run position a lot, and the battery kind of died as a result. That being said though, that's not the thing that broke. When I jump-started the car, I was met with an adaptive headlight fault, and I was like, what's going on? Why is this car already broken after like 3 days? And I mean, part of it is due to my own stupidity, but the other things that have broken in this car, like I've mentioned before, there's a weird issue with the trunk where it'll just sometimes randomly unlatch, and it'll just do that specifically when it's below freezing. And I don't understand that one either. Along with that, this seat appears to be, I don't know if you guys can see it all that well, I might have to get out, but if we come out to here, you can see that the seat seam is coming apart from this, and that's kind of nervous because if I remember correctly, there is some, ow, I got shocked. But we can see here that if you look very closely, there are just some seams coming out of this seat between the actual like seat spot and I guess the plastic that's holding the seat in. This is coming apart, which I don't really like that, but at the end of the day, it's not really doing much, and it's a common problem on these TTs. The issue that we see is that this is a Volkswagen product, and I mean, sometimes Volkswagen products, even if they're in Audi form, aren't exactly made the best. But that does lead me to one of the things that I really like about this car, and that is that the car fixes itself. Now, obviously, the plastic parts, they're not fixing themselves, but that adaptive headlight fault that I mentioned, it's gone. Drove it around for a few miles, started the car back up, no problems whatsoever. In other words, this TT, even though it does like to break a few times, it also repairs itself. I can't say that about my BMW Z3. With my BMW Z3, when something was broken, it was broken. Like, you are screwed, in other words. And just like that, today's video is in fact over. I do have to say, it's actually quite hot in that interior, probably because it's a very sunny day outside. But anyways, forget about that. If you guys liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you also own an Audi TT, let me know some of the things you love and hate about the car. And if you like what you're seeing, leave a subscribe. And just like that, I'm out. I'm gonna take this car up to the lake and the back roads and get some nice photos of it. Peace.